Hi, so I'm Ashley. A lot of you may know me as A Crego on Instagram. A lot of people have been asking me to do a product application video, so I thought I would do one for you all. So I just showered, and I just co-washed with the Suave apple. Actually, I like the strawberry one way better, but it's hard to find in Canada. It just recently started showing up at the dollar stores here, and everybody went crazy for it and bought all of the strawberry. So apple was all I could find, and I was out of the strawberry that I stocked up on last time I was in the States. So I just co-washed and rinsed it out, and then put some more in as a conditioner and left it in for a few minutes, and then detangled with my fingers and rinsed it out. My hair is very like soaking, dripping wet. I'm covered in water. It's very, very wet. So I'm going to start with the Kinky Curly Knot Today, which is my favorite leave-in. I also like, I have it right here, I also like the As I Am leave-in conditioner. But today I'm going to use the Kinky Curly Knot Today. I just find it's really, really light, and it's protein free. So I'm going to use about that much. And I'm just going to rake it all through my hair. Actually, maybe a little bit more than that. I'm just gonna add a little more. I like to use a lot of leave-in. I didn't used to use so much leave-in, but I found after I watched one of Laura's videos, I know a lot of people are going on about the Laura method right now. I watched one of her videos, and then I tried leaving in a little more leave-in, and it really worked for me, so I've continued to do that. I don't use near as much as she does, but her hair is also way longer than mine. But I do use quite a bit of leave-in. Okay, and then this is like my holy grail product, the DevaCurl Believe-In. I definitely notice a difference when I don't use it as compared to when I do use it, and I don't even use that much. I use like the tiniest bit, but it really clumps my curls together and makes a really big difference. Despite the fact that it's called Believe-In, it is not a leave-in. It says Miracle Curl Plumper for texture and volume. And I just use, I don't know if you can see, just the tiniest bit, and rake it through. And then the super cream, DevaCurl, this is the super cream. I also sometimes use the styling cream. The super cream is just a little bit more hydrating. I kind of go back and forth between them. Usually in the fall and the winter I use the super cream, and when it's really, really hot out and humid, I'll just use the styling cream. And again, this one, I don't use much at all. I just use one pump. That's it. And again, I just rake it through. Lots of raking. Alright, so I'm just going to take my Denman brush. This was the 7-row Denman brush. I had rows removed. I had removed every second row. After I originally tried it with all the rows, and then I removed every second row, and actually preferred my results when it had all the rows, so I put them back. I know everybody talks about removing the rows, but I didn't notice that much of a difference, and I kind of liked it better. It separated my curls a little bit better with all the rows in. So I just brush through my hair. To distribute the product and clip all the little frizzies and with the rest of the hair. And then I find if I just brush like this, then my roots get really flat and straight on top. So I like to take just the top section and brush up and away from my head, all the way around the crown. I always get this little piece of hair in the front here. It just doesn't kind of like to curl the same as the rest of the pieces, and it doesn't clump in with the rest of the hair, and it just does its own thing. So I just kind of brush it to the side a little bit and just make sure that it's in there with the rest of the hair. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add a little bit more water before I scrunch it. So I'm just going to flip my head upside down, and I can't see the camera, so I don't know if you guys can see my hair. I'm just going to scrunch, and I don't know if you can hear, come a little closer if you can hear the sound that it makes when I scrunch, but you want that like squishy sound when you're scrunching it. There should be water coming out in your hands. Your hair should be very, very wet, instead of my hair to be very, very wet when I do mine. And then I just take my fingers and just go in at the root pull down and just kind of lift up, just to get some more lift at the roots, otherwise it's always a little flat. Lots of scrunching. Just want to keep scrunching until it feels like all the product is absorbed by your hair. And some of the extra water that I put in is all scrunched in. I find the back the hardest to scrunch and really get the same kind of curl definition that I get in the rest of my hair. And then usually I get, even when my hair is wet, I get like a lot of frizz. Just in these back two areas right here, and I have no idea why. It doesn't matter if I've just had my hair cut, if I've just deep conditioned, if I've just done a rice water rinse, it doesn't matter. It always gets frizzy in that spot, so I usually just go over it again with my Denman brush. On the side's not as bad today. Just this one spot on both sides always gets tangled when I scrunch. I don't know why. There we go. Just want to make sure I'm scrunching all the way up to the roots. That's how I get volume. I would say it took me about a good year to nail down my product application and the products that I like and my routine. I still like to experiment. Those of you that follow me on Instagram know that. I'm really big on trying new application methods and products, but this is kind of like what I always come back to. And if I really need my hair to look good, and I need like a fail-safe where I know that it's going to look good and in the way that I like it. This is how I always do it. So now I'm just going to take a cotton t-shirt. You can use a microfiber towel. I just find I get less frizz with a cotton t-shirt, and it's a lot less expensive. I have Diva towels, the Diva Curl towels, and they're good, but they're very pricey, and I have lots of t-shirts in my drawer. So I'm just gonna flip my head again. And just scrunch out some of the excess moisture. I don't want to do too much or it'll get frizzy when I add the gel. So just a little bit. And then while my head is still upside down, I'm taking this is the Diva Curl Ultra Defining Gel. I like all the Diva Curl gels. I like the the light defining gel, and I also like the Archangel. This is what I have right now. Sorry, this is actually very difficult to talk while my head is upside down and my hair is in my face. But I also love Bounce Curl. Lots of people know that I love Bounce Curl. I tag them on my Instagram all the time. But today I'm using Diva Curl. I used about, I don't know if I showed before I mixed it into my hands, but I used about a loonie sized drop. And then I'm just going to scrunch it into my hair, upside down. Make sure that I'm getting everywhere. And then take a little bit more, not that much, and I smooth it onto the, I have some pieces that are going the wrong way and doing their own thing. There we go. Smooth it on to the roots. I don't know what that piece is doing. Curly hair likes to do its own thing. And a lot of people ask me how I get my part so straight, if I part it, or if it just naturally falls that way, because with the Curly Girl method, I think the way that like Diva Curl and the Curly Girl method says to do it is you just kind of let your hair fall, flip your head upside down, scrunch all your product in, and let your hair fall like wherever it's going to fall. I did it before I started the video. I just take my finger and just do my part right when I get out of the shower, and then it just stays that way for the most part while I'm applying my product and scrunching it all in. And I did start out doing it that way, not brushing it or raking the product through, just flipping my head upside down and putting all the product in and leaving my conditioner in the shower rather than adding more in afterwards. But I just found my hair got so tangled and my curls weren't as defined and I wasn't getting as much volume. So thanks to the Facebook groups and all of the Instagrammers and the other people making YouTube videos, I tried lots of different application methods on the demi brush and raking and praying hands, and every application method gave me different results, and I just kind of found the mix of what worked for me and what I liked. All right, so I think we're good to go. So I usually just let it air dry for about 5 minutes. Sometimes, for the purpose of this video, I didn't, but I don't find a huge difference in the results when I do or when I don't. Sometimes after I do the Leave and Believe It in cream, I'll plop with a t-shirt for 5-10 minutes and then put the gel in and diffuse. But just to kind of show the product application in its entirety without taking a break to plop for 5 or 10 minutes or sitting here and having to talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes while we waited. I just skipped that today. I don't find it makes a huge difference. Mostly I just do it because I'll throw it up in the plop while I get dressed and like do my lotion and stuff, and then and then I'll take it out and diffuse. So I'm going to go diffuse right now. I don't think I'm going to video diffusing. I might do that in a future video though. And then after I diffuse, I will come back and I will show you how it looks after it's all diffused and how I scrunch out the crunch and fluff out my roots. Okay? Okay, so I just finished diffusing my hair. I use the Black Orchid diffuser, and I diffuse until it's 100% dry after air drying for about 5 minutes. And this is pretty much what it looks like after I'm done diffusing. Now usually I would pineapple it and put my slap cap on to sleep, and then I wouldn't scrunch it out and fluff it until the morning. But I wanted to show you guys how I scrunch out the crunch. Not that I get left with much crunch. Diffusing kind of, I think, breaks up the crunch that you would normally get with air drying. I do get a crunch if I air dry, but for diffusing I don't. So I'm just gonna scrunch it out with my hands. Some people use an oil, or they use a t-shirt or a microfiber towel or something. I just use my hands, and then I get right in the roots and I fluff it up. So I'll just, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm just scrunching it all over. Not even gentle about it. So then I'm going to flip my head upside down and I'm just going to take my fingers, I'm going to put them right into my roots and really fluff them up. I don't know if you guys, can see. Back. Some people like to use a pick or a wet tooth comb. I just use my hands. I feel like I get more volume that way. Separate some of the bigger clumps as I go. Okay. And there we go. So that is pretty much it. That's how I do my hair. Maybe I'll do a video of how I diffuse in the future, or maybe deep conditioning or wash day routine or something. If you guys have any ideas for other videos, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will take a look at those. And I'm hoping to do some more videos. Hopefully in the future I won't be so nervous in my videos. I'm a little out of my comfort zone doing this, but no, it was fun, and I hope that you guys took something away from it, because everybody kept asking to see a routine of how I apply my products. So that's it. That's how I apply them, and I just diffuse and then scrunch it out, and then there we go. And this will last me between 3 to 5 days, depending how good I am about wrapping it up at night to sleep. Sometimes I just throw it up in a messy bun on the top of my head if I'm really tired and I go to sleep, and then that doesn't make for great hair the next day. But yeah, about 3 to 5 days depending, and I don't refresh at all. I just take my pineapple out in the morning and fluff it up. Again, I find if I add any water to my hair refreshing the next day, then it's just frizz city. I get nothing but frizz. So that is it, and thanks for watching, I guess. Thank you.